candidates for State Representative District 3. The way we're going to be going is by ballot, the way that appeared on the ballots. And Holland Harper is, Holland, you're up. Mr. Harper is a businessman from Paris, Texas.
I'm Holland Harper from Paris, Texas, born and raised there. Went to public school and played your teams in the field or across the field here. And in 1991, during Christmas break, I sheeted the building when we have Weed Pack Logistics here. Been a member of the community for 19 years. Paid property tax, have employees, 401k packages, healthcare, sponsored softball teams, and been at student food clubs. My responsibility as a father is to ensure that my children have three things. Number one, they know God, Jesus Christ. Number two, that they are educated to be able to go fish for themselves and provide their own living. And number three, that they are raised in the same community that you and I were raised in. Never in my life was I more proud to be an American or a Northeast Texan after coming back from Iraq in 2007. Got off the plane, hadn't seen my wife in a year, had a daughter born while I was there, and you get a true sense of how proud you are to be an American, how professional we are as a group when you come back. But the America that you and I know is under attack. It's under attack with Washington overspending in our health care, trying to try our medical profession. And it's under attack by what's printed on this coin. You pick one up, it'll say Made in China. And my campaign is about that. It's about putting jobs back in the hands of Northeast Texas. It's about making it here, producing it here, and shipping it somewhere else. See, Northeast Texas has some special things that are not anywhere else. We got I-30, especially if you live in Hopkis County. You've got the Blackland Railroad. You have the Kansas City Southern. You've got a technical school. You've got a great high school and a public education. We've got the water resources, and you've got great real estate. And the other thing that's really different about Northeast Texas, especially Hopkins County, is you have a gorgeous downtown. 75 miles away from people want to go back, where people could live and shop and grow a community and have a great quality of life. What makes me different is that I've been in different businesses. I've been in the construction industry, everything from pouring concrete to putting roofs on. I'm in the logistics business, and I still have my CDL, from driving trucks to warehousing to shipping products, not just in America, but to over 160 different countries around the world. I'm in the manufacturing business, starting small with structural steel and wood fabrication, but we're employing people in Northeast Texas today. And it gives me different perspective than other candidates maybe. Because I know that if you want to deal with the hard things of $8.5 billion of deficit next session, that you've got to grow your way out of it and cut your spending at the same time. I believe that we also need to do some other very serious things to protect our way of life in Northeast Texas. We have 1,154 miles of border between us and Mexico. We've got to stop the spread of narcotics and illegal immigration right here. You do that with two ways of doing that. Number one, you work on stopping at the border, but you also stop the employer. You've got to hold employers accountable that they do not bring illegal aliens into this country. And if we don't do that, it will never change. You've got to stop the market.
Big government, like many states have done, increased spending, more legislation, more taxation, and failure. And if we do that, maybe we can find some comfort in what Will Rogers said. We can be thankful that we're not getting all the government that we're paying for. Or we can steer right into a path toward more freedom and free enterprise. But we have to understand one thing, folks. There's a lot of issues we got to discuss, but there's one thing we've got to remember. Big government is incompatible with freedom and free enterprise. And what big government can give you is only what it takes from someone else. Now, to ensure that we go in the right direction, we need a strong, proven conservative who will not, and has shown that he will not, give sway to the prevailing political winds. I'm that conservative. Folks, I'm running for office for a lot of reasons. One of them is to stem this incredible liberal tidal wave that's trying to come and take over our state and our rights and our wallets. We need a conservative to stem that tide. We need to foster an empowerment mentality and not an entitlement mentality. My 12-year-old daughter came to me the other day. She said, "Dad, I'm upset." And I said, "What's the matter, darling?" And she said, "Yesterday my teacher gave me an assignment. I stayed up last night late to finish it because I wanted a good grade." And I said, "Well, that's okay, honey. You have to work to be successful." She said, "Well, I turned it in, and some of my classmates came up and they said, 'Well, hey, teacher, we didn't have enough time to finish our project. We need more time. We have to have more time. We're entitled to more time.' And the teacher gave them more time." And my daughter said, "It upset me, Dad." And I said, "Well, honey, I understand. Sometimes life is unfair." And she said, "But that's okay. I figured it out." She said, "I think they're all just a bunch of Democrats." Folks, I'm running because we have to maintain a lean and fiscally responsible government in our state to make sure that we balance a $12 billion budget shortfall by not raising your taxes and by spending fiscally responsible. We got to improve our economic conditions in this district. Folks, I have the credentials, the experience, and the training to fight this fight. As a lawyer in this town who makes his living by defending people and companies that have been sued, for 21 years, I have fought against lawsuit abuse. I fought against trial lawyers like the kind that my opponent's family have supported, like Ron Kirk, like David Cain, who Senator Dewell had to replace. As a businessman, I've experienced an ever-increasing legislative burden. And this experience and my core conservative values emboldened me to be a defender of the unborn and traditional marriage and family values, which are the fabric of our society. Folks, I fought in the trenches for conservative values for years. Many of you know how hard I worked with the party, with the Republican women, with the young conservatives in high school, with the Tea Parties, as chairman, as vice chairman, and as a chairman of an 8-county Republican coalition to grow conservative values and to raise an army of conservatives who will fight for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm proud to have been receiving endorsements from many of the conservative organizations all around the state. We received endorsements from the Young Conservatives of Texas, from the Texans for Fiscal Responsibility, recently received the endorsements from the Texas Alliance for Life, from the Texas Homeschool Coalition PAC, from David Barton of Law Builders, and the majority of the elected Republican officials in our district. Folks, this is no time to gamble. We have to be careful to make sure that we are going to elect a conservative who is a verifiable conservative. Are we going to let slick politicians sway us with political ads full of glitz and false information, but with very little substance? Are we going to do what we finally need and what we've been hungering for? Somebody who will be a statesman, who will raise the standards of honesty and integrity and truth. Amen. Folks, I'm a conservative, and you can verify it. Thank you.